Let me ask you something. When you were a kid, have you ever looked around for really big sticks on the side of the road or in some random person's backyard, grabbed the biggest one you saw and thought, yeah, this is a kick-ass stick? If you have, then you've officially lived through an all-unique moment that 70% of all kids have experienced in their life. Monster Hunter is an action RPG about doing exactly what the title says you do, massacring the population of fantasy dinosaurs until it becomes concerning that the population has begun to tank quicker than normal. To commit your immense atrocities and feed your ego of feeling like a god among men, the game gives you a selection of 14 weapons of varying playstyles such as the longsword, the greatsword, the hammer, and ranged weapon 1, 2, and 3. But maybe those just don't appeal to you. Maybe you think that really big stick, you just wish you could put a big axe blade onto it. And 200 pounds of dynamite.
What the fuck? Mizitsune, are you okay?
If it wasn't somehow obvious by the probably 3 instances of just saying its name and showing off what this hunk and junk can do, I am of course talking about the habitat melter crafted by the most depraved of humans to ever exist, the Switch Axe. The Switch Axe has been my personal favorite weapon in the entire series, acting as 2 weapons that assist on aiding me on my journey to collect 100 Arkvale skulls to mount on my wall. Being a simple axe at the start of your hunt, and the next one being an AC-130 disguised as Cloud's Buster Sword, this piece of hot trash contains enough firepower that it may just cause irreparable damage to your poor retinas. Some people call it the Switch Axe, some people call it the Swax, but for some reason my friend calls it the... And before you point it out, yes, this is also the same weapon that is considered the cousin to the most complex weapon in the game, the Charge Blade. I'm gonna be so honest for a second, the Charge Blade really is not that difficult, let the joke die. Axe Mode X is the slow but heavy damage mode for the Switch Axe. You get to swing it around side to side and occasionally slam it into the monster's delectable cranium to power up your file meter. When you drop the hunk of metal into the monster's brain, it gives your sword mode the added bonus of gaining its files at a faster rate. In Monster Hunter Wilds, a majority of the weapons were given the ability to offset an incoming monster's attack full Sekiro style, which the Axe Mode can perform by using its uppercut move that it has borrowed from every other past iteration. It can then follow up with another cranium crusher or move directly into its second form, the badass form, Sword Mode. Sword Mode is the main shtick of the Switch Axe, acting as the yang to your other yang, because genuinely, what the hell is this thing? When using the Khalid Bulk, you are given guild permission to sweep side to side or slash the outer flesh of your unfortunate test subject. Along with that, you can also stab into its skin and slowly dump files into their already suffering arteries, giving them man-made illnesses that should have never seen the light of day. Instead of being able to offset a monster's attack like its other forms of Axe Mode, Sword Mode instead allows you to perform a standing counter attack against the monster, take a chip damage in return for gaining brief hyper armor and falling with a slash strong enough to part the Red Sea. What makes this move extra stupid is how easy it is to chain and how well it works with the armor skill Counter Strike. Stealing once again from its bigger cousin, each hit from the Sword Mode causes your file gauge to build up, which the rate depending on what file type you are using. Power files take the longest to build up, while more niche types like Dragon tend to build up the quickest, needing a few hits to properly activate. When your files activate, your hits start to cough drops of elemental saliva onto the monster's body, dealing a little bit of bonus damage per hit. And this is only the beginning. Remember that stick of dynamite? We will weaponize this. With a full file gauge, you gain the ability to mount onto the monster's body and pour your overcharged files into the bloodstream, leading to even bigger damage from the final explosion and an overwhelming sense of pride in yourself for bossing up to this degree. We aren't done, by the way. Added to Monster Hunter Wilds, the Switch Axe can do a follow-up explosion where you rev up your prototype chainsaw, do 2 follow-up slashes that leave a trail of files on their outer body to explode and break 3 humane loss. The end result being tons of damage and added pollution of ominous explosive goo into the environment and the intestines of whatever carnivore decides to snack on its carcass once you're done with it. Using this weapon makes you feel like you're 1 capsule of ibuprofen away from being on top of the world, genius enough to stand with the likes of Einstein, while also being humbling enough in its simplistic moveset and common combos, your bread and butter with a slight dose of preem fuckery. The perfect starter for any hunter that wants to understand how it feels to wield the power of 100 suns strapped to a chainsaw while also being too scared to pick up the strongest weapon in the entire game. The Hunting Horn! As of Title Update 1, one of the best options for using Switch Axe is to create the Archean Blast or Paralysis Switch Axe, gamble your time and Mother's Christmas money away to get a 4 raw attack rolls and 1 roll of your choice. Though, I'd personally, in my questionable opinion, recommend rolling 1 Infinity just in case you need help hitting those beautiful, delicious, and I dare say dastardly fucked up critical hits. But don't worry, the chances of this perfect roll is only, Nah, I'd win. Side note, a majority of the build I use is not entirely my own. It came from Rage Gaming videos on their video discussing their Switch Axe build. that will be in the description because I'm not a monster. The only things I changed as a title of Demon was the use of Zoshia's head and chest piece for the extra defense and slots, sacrificing the 2-piece armor set from the Guardian Fulgur Anjanath, though the rest of the build is almost exactly like theirs, so thank you, Rage Game Videos, for the build. But enough rambling, because you best believe that this is not enough to truly put a display of the majesty that is this crap of a weapon, so please enjoy as I ruin the accessory for my own entertainment. Please don't try to contact me or sue me. I'm busy gaming. Ever since I got into the series via Monster Hunter World, I had the struggle that almost every new player had at the start, and that was what my choice of desired animal annihilator would be. I cycled between longsword, bow, and eventually longsword again, but after doing one playthrough with a friend of mine, the switch axe really gets me going in a way that nothing else has achieved, had me jumping up and down like a child whose parent bought them a toy at Toys R Us. It has the pure simplicity and the overall satisfaction of truly fucking over the food chain when this weapon is in your hands. It is my random stick in my neighbor's backyard, and I cannot lie, I haven't been the same since. Without a doubt, this weapon really is my Monster Hunter World Iceborne for the Xbox One and PS4.
Aspetta un secondo.